We are live.
Yeah.
Good evening, viewers. This is your host, Pulomanandi from Global Education and Training Institute, welcoming you all in another session of the movement hashtag disruptive education. This movement of hashtag disruptive education is an initiative from Global Education and Training Institute, which is a nationwide online campaign whereby we have initiated to invite speakers, especially from education domain, education thinkers, education leaders, and so on, to join this movement and contribute in this live webinar, whereby it really caters to students, teachers, educators, principals, directors, and so on to have an easier learning and continue to have a world class pedagogy even in this crisis situation. So, in this movement of hashtag disruptive education, we have a guest with us today. He is a young, humble, a passionate educator, Mr. Sarthak. Mr. Sarthak is the director of Sankalp Senior Secondary School, Berhampur, Odisha. After completing his master's degree in finance, he joined his family to run the school. His family has founded two schools and have 2 decades of experience in education domain. He has introduced new concepts in schools like animation, photography, robotics, and many other things for students. We introduced school cinema as a value and life skill program in school where value based education is taught through movies. He's a certified career counselor from IBCCC, which is the Identity Behavior and Career Counseling Center, Bhubaneswar. He's also a certified parenting coach from DEEP, that is Developmental Encouraging and Effective Parenting. He is involved in various social activities and a member of Rotary Club of Berhampur, an alumnus of DAV Public School Berhampur and Department of Commerce, Berhampur University. Presently, he is pursuing his master's degree in education and he has a vision to build a low-cost model schools. And he believes that education can only bring change and development in any sector of life. And with such a wonderful belief, which we also believe that education can only bring transformation in any state, any crisis of life. And I, on behalf of Global Education and Training Institute, warmly welcome Mr. Sarthak. It's such a delight to have you here, Mr. Sarthak, with us to have your contribution in this movement of hashtag disruptive education. And my dear viewers, let me remind you today's topic is very important because the topic is break the stereotype in parenting and choosing a career. The two aspects are very important. One is parenting and then choosing a career. So it's really going to be very interesting. So I would request all my viewers to watch this session, complete session, to stay tuned with us and please post questions that's relevant and you would like to know so that Mr. Sarthak can get back to you with the required answers. So welcome you all once again, my viewers. And again, Mr. Sarthak, a hearty welcome to you in our Global Education and Training Institute, the most prestigious forum for your contribution. Thank you once again. And now it's over to you, Mr. Sarthak. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. And good evening to one and all present today to attend this webinar. So first of all, I would like to thank Global Education and Training Institute for providing this platform and as well as opportunity to me to present a topic on parenting and career selection or counseling. And I have been following Getty since past 1 year, and I have seen many speakers across the country are coming to this platform and they are sharing their knowledge and it's a very good thing that people are able to learn through this portal. So this topic, let us go with today's topic, that is break the stereotype in parenting and choosing a career. So now I would like to share my screen and we'll be doing a presentation, a PPT presentation. So I'm here. Yeah, it's all set. Okay. So I think all of you are able to see the PPT and can hear my voice. To begin with, parenting, a very important thing. It's a concept which was there before and which have got some importance in the recent years, and there will be a lot of thing developing, and it's an evolving concept actually. So let's start about today's topic. The stereotypical facts about parenting. This is something like a fixed idea or a typical mindset related to parenting and its concepts. Parenting skills are called as instinctive skills. It is said that because it does not come in as an inborn talent. So no one is born with all preparation needed to be an effective parent. Parenting skills must be learned through gaining knowledge and experience. As it is said that mature adults can become a perfect parent. Again, it's a myth, I can say, because human beings themselves are not perfect. And so no one can be a perfect person. Good parenting is guarantees always good children. No doubt, it's the aim of every parent. They want to provide all the right qualities, good education, everything to their child. But there are many influences outside the family, such as the peers, adults other than parents, and the media affect with children in healthy and unhealthy ways. Parenting is fun and easy. Yes, it's fun and easy, but along with that, we have to accept this thing. It's sometimes sad, it's sometimes exciting and frustrating too. So it's better to have realistic expectations about parenting rather than going with a fantasized thing that it's fun and easy. A single parent cannot do good parenting. By this, I remember one thing as a famous author who is J.K. Rowling, who had said that people bringing up their child single-handedly deserve not only commendation but congratulations. So it's nowhere like a single parent cannot handle the children. But do you think that role of a mother is the only important here? The father's role is very less? No, it's not like that. Father and mother have equal and shared responsibility in parenting. So it's like about parents, not about an individual. Parents together, father and mother, are called as parents. These are some stereotypical facts about parenting. Like today, as you know, I have included uh, a part called choosing a career, because I think somewhere there is a correlation between the upbringing of a child and the career which he decides or it is selected or by his or her parent. So these you might have come across that people are following the trend. What is there in the trend? Let's go for engineering. Let's go for medical. Let's prepare for that entrance test. Let's go and join some coaching institute. So these are the things. And after all, my son or daughter cannot go or to this profession. No matter, this profession may be good, but it cannot fetch good amount of money, or it cannot fetch much respect. And academic performance defines a career. So this is again, it can be proved as wrong because every individual is unique and everyone has their own interest, their values, and different aptitude. Aptitude levels are different in all the persons. So our personality, what kind of personality we have, what are our interests, our values, these are the factors which can help us in deciding the career. So if these are the misleading concepts about parenting, what is parenting actually? The parenting is an act. It's an activity of bringing up a child. This is a process of promoting and supporting a child in terms of physical, emotional, social, and intellectual development from the very beginning, that is from infancy to adulthood. And if required, it goes beyond that. So the parenting process does not end there. Raising children and providing them with protection and care, and in order to ensure their healthy development into adulthood, is the process of parenting. Parenting gives good parenting, it gives productive adults, and it transmits cultural values. Now, there are a lot of ways in which people might be upbringing their child, but researchers and experts, after going through a lot of these concepts, after seeing lot of witnessing lot of cases, so there are some conclusions, and there are concluded 4 different styles of parenting. These styles of parenting are authoritative, authoritarian, permissive style of parenting, neglectful style of parenting. I will briefly describe and very simply, that you can understand what are these styles, and you can just relate whether you might have come across these concepts, you might have seen in some child's case or in somebody's home. So authoritative parenting is a combination of a medium level demand on the child and a medium level response from the parents. So parents are aware of what the child is feeling and the capabilities. They know about the capabilities of their child, what their child can do, and they support the development of their child within a reasonable limit. There is a give and take atmosphere. There is a good bonding between parents. They share time, they spend quality time, and there is a parent child communication, and both control and support are balanced here. Next comes to authoritarian parenting. This is like commanding, you can say dominating, where the parents are very rigid and strict because the rules are set by the parents. There is a high demand are placed on the child, but is little responsiveness to them, because this style of parenting have a non-negotiable set of rules and expectations that are strictly enforced and required rigid obedience. When the rules are not followed, a punishment is imposed or often used to promote or ensure that future obedience is expected. Now, next is the permissive or indulgent style of parenting. A child's freedom and autonomy are highly valued here. In the case of permissive style of parenting, and generally it is noticed in the working class, mainly in the middle class families, and where mothers are not working, there you can see the parents are undemanding. The parents say that their children are free to do anything. They are free from external constraints and tend to be highly responsive to whatever the child wants at the time. जो भी मांगो दे दिया जाता है. चॉकलेट चाहिए, साइकिल चाहिए, वॉच चाहिए, अभी चाहिए, कुछ भी चाहिए, दे दिया जाता है. So the children of permissive parents are generally happy, but sometimes show low levels of self-control and self-reliance because there is no proper structure of parenting at home. Now, the fourth style of parenting is neglectful or rejecting, which is also called as uninvolved style of parenting. This is the worst kind of parenting actually. And in this, the child is the sufferer. This style of parenting is when the parents are often emotionally or physically absent They have little to no expectations of the child and regularly have no communication. They may provide what the child needs for survival with little to no engagement. You can notice this where the father and mother both are working. They are busy in their own world to complete their goals and to achieve their targets, and the child is uh, least attended. So children of uninvolved parents suffer in social competence, academic performance, and psychosocial development. Also, these students, these children are bullied and victimized by other children and may themselves exhibit deviant in behavior. So, out of all these styles of parenting, the authoritative style of parenting is considered as the best style of parenting as it balances firmness and nurturance. So the physical and emotional feeling and everything is balanced here. The outcomes in this type of parenting in terms of academic success, mental health and well-being are best. The good parenting focuses on developing independence in children so they are not dependent and they do themselves. There should always be a match between what we expect from our children, how we discipline them, how much of discipline is expected from a child of a particular age. Now, you cannot expect from a nursery or LKG student or child to be very much obedient and to be very much like pro in studies. Parents generally they expect that why our student is not able to write effectively. This generally happens because, as it is said also, up to 5 years of age, children are allowed to spend their time freely and there should not be any restrictions. That's why the concepts like playway method, playway learning, circle time, these things are prevailing in the pre-primary sections. A good parenting always aims at socializing their kids. Socializing means involving in social activities or talking to the friends, family, relatives, have a connection or bonding between people so that they will be good in social quotient. Always accept your child for whatever he or she is. Don't compare your child with others. Every child is a unique. And if you want to that your child should do something, then first you be the role model. Do it and show it. Then your child will do. Because children, they don't like to listen to us, our orders. They would rather imitate us what we do. That is where the things begin. And if you are making any promise to your child, always commit to that promise and fulfill it. If you are unable to keep your promise, then better don't do it. Make a set of rules for the family that this should be the time where the family should dine together. The family should go for a walk, they should play or something like, and set of rules for these set of rules are very important and you have to enforce them consistently. Offer your help to the child whenever it is needed. Your child is doing some activity at home, may it be some project work or may it be some homework. So take out some time every day and just give the quality time to your kid. Offer your help. Ask them. Get connected to them. Value your child's thought and opinion. No matter they are children, they may come up with any thought or opinion, but that has to be respected. It's not like बच्चा है तो बोल रहा है ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है नहीं you have to explain that you have to accept that praise your child for his or her achievements as well as efforts always achievement is not the only thing for appreciating or giving rewards even the efforts which are given by the child is very important and if you encourage them by praising them so that will boost them and the mental balance will be intact. Now, don't panic or overreact while disciplining your child. It is expected as a child and children, they will do some mistakes. Before disciplining them, don't react. So these are some of the parenting tips. It is and considered as the best tips, and the authoritative type of parenting, the style of parenting is the best method. And I request all the parents also to just go through these tips and follow these tips, this style of parenting, which will be very much effective if they follow. Next comes the important part, the second part of today's session, that is career. So what is career, how it is planned, how to choose a career? There are three important things we need to keep in our mind. If a child says he want to become this, he want to become a chartered accountant, he want to become a doctor, he want to become a pilot. So let us assess it, how we do it. Like the career destination is a thing, is deciding on to become what. Now here it is finance manager. So what is the career path to become, to achieve this career destination? So we need to draw a path. What are the things required to reach this destination? Then comes the milestones. So on the journey, that is the path to reach the destination, what are the milestones to be achieved? Maybe some entrance examinations, some qualifications, some degrees, post graduations. These all things, actually, this kind of planning is required to show your child that what it takes to become so and so. And while you have to differentiate between what is the genuine interest, what is infatuation, and ability. Children, not only children, every one of us are attracted to specific careers, actually. So the obvious reasons is like the power, fame, money, and ease of getting success in that particular career. Generally, you see people when they enjoy that power, fame, money. So we are seeing the one side of those people, but it is very practically, it is very difficult. What all things the person has done to achieve that goal. So need to find out it is only a attraction or there is some interest or desire is there. And if the desire is of genuine interest, this infatuation should convert into genuine interest. Then the next part has to be seen is am I having that abilities to perform? Am I having that skill set with me to perform that work efficiently and with ease? These are certain things which we have to keep in mind while planning to choose a career. Generally, these children, they regularly focus on different careers actually. So till the age of 15, or you can say class 10th, or moreover 10 plus 2 also, they are still confused because children are not exposed to different careers. I would like to add one more thing here. In India, we have more than 450 plus career options. But what we know is only some 20 to 25 career options are there, which are generally advertised, or our students or children come the come across these career options. So now you must be wondering or how to decide on a career or how to choose a career. Suppose, okay, I have what abilities I have, how to assess myself. Is there any yardstick for that? So it is yes. And just to know about briefly about that, we will switch to a theory called and multiple intelligence theory. This theory is proposed by Professor Howard Gardner. So multiple intelligence is a vast theory and we don't have time to cover the whole theory, but I'm just giving you a brief idea about that these are the possibilities, what we see and what we have and how we can explore ourselves. So your brain's any ability which can get you Name, fame, money, and success will be seen as an intelligence. Isn't it a new thing? Have we have you ever wondered that this would be something coming as an intelligence? The meaning of intelligence is redefined here actually. So based on multiple intelligence, there are 8 types of intelligences like kinesthetic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, linguistic intelligence, mathematical intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, visual intelligence, musical intelligence. So each one of these intelligence, I'll just explain in brief just to get an idea. Linguistic, as we all know, it's about language, the capacity to use a language, maybe your native language or any other language. That is a person's ability to convert the thoughts, knowledge, emotions, and feelings into a language. And you can see the career options available with this kind of intelligence. Somebody can be can choose to become an author, a journalist, typist, novelist, politician, etc. Next comes logical intelligence. Logical, the word itself speaks, it's mathematical, analytical, analysis, and all kinds of things. It is the capacity to use numbers effectively and reason it well. It is the ability to analyze, interpret, and see cause and effect relationship, the pros, cons analysis, all sort of analytics. So somebody with this kind of intelligence and can be an accountant, a mathematician, bookkeeper, statistician, science teacher, technician, etc. Generally, students who are good in mathematics, statistics can be of this kind of intelligence. Visual intelligence, also called as spatial intelligence, which is actually the brain's ability to perceive and interpret colors, shapes, designs, distance and speed, and also space. So imagining something, you have seen an open ground, and if you can imagine that what is the size of the ground, what can be built on the ground. So this is generally this kind of intelligence is related to professions like architect, photographer, interior design, fine artist, graphic designer, a planner, multimedia artist, etc. Next is physical intelligence. Now this is very interesting actually. Physical intelligence is the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, is an expertise in using one's body to express ideas and feelings. People who are good in sports, running, jumping, and other things. So that's the brain's ability to efficiently and effectively use the body. This also includes all the gross and fine motor activities. Next comes musical intelligence. A person who is able to understand a rhythm, a pitch, tone, echo, structure of a sound, one who can sing well. So there are the options associated with this kind of intelligence is singer, songwriter, is good in writing lyrics of a song, creating the lyrics, studio engineer, having in-depth sense of sound, a rapper, a music therapist, a music teacher, etc. Next is interpersonal intelligence. What is interpersonal? To understand this, generally the people who are understanding other people and anybody who deals with other people has to be skilled in the interpersonal sphere. So these people are very much good in understanding emotions and feelings of others. So they and having this kind of intelligence actually qualifies them to become a administrator, a principal, a teacher, a manager. So by seeing these options, you can connect, you'll be able to connect how the intelligence is related to the professions. Next comes intrapersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is self-knowledge and the ability to act adaptively on the basis of that knowledge. So here the inner moods, intentions, motivations of one's self is known to himself. So various career options related to this kind of intelligence is program planner, psychology teacher, spiritual counselor, a psychologist, etc. The last, the best, I mean, it's not best, but it's actually best in today's thing, naturalist intelligence. These are the individuals who are high in the type of intelligence, are more in tune with nature. They love nature, they love species, they love nurturing, exploring the environment, and learn about other species also. They are basically animal scholar, archaeologist, courtyard designer, weather researcher, environment researcher, animal production activist. So these are the 8 types of intelligences which I explained you. You can explore this on internet, is readily available. So next time when your child says that I want to become this and I want to become so and so, I have an aim of this and so. So just sit and plan together. Sit with your child, talk together, assess them, do a career planning for them. What are their abilities? What are their interests? Observe them. Then we can find some improvement in choosing a career. So this is all set. Now, if you have any questions, you can write in the comments section.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can we stop the screen sharing,
Sure.
Sarthak?
I'm just
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sarthak. It was such a wonderful session, I must say, because, two very vital topics. One is parenting, and another one
what
is
happened.
choosing a career. And given this time frame, the way you really, covered up and gave a complete insight, a good depth, in depth, and the insight of this topic. So thank you so much for that. And I'm not seeing much questions. Just one question has come from Mr. Raja Suresh. He's asking, children should have the liberty to choose their career and parents should not impose anything on that. Isn't it? So, I mean, it's asking that as a parent. So what you should say, yeah, is it or isn't it? Hello? I think he got disconnected. So let's wait to connect him back. Hello, Mr. Sarthak? Are you there?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Yes,
No,
there was
no
some
issues. I think
disconnection.
you got this. No, no issues. Yeah, it happens. Not a problem. So I was telling that there was one simple query from Mr. Raja Suresh, whereby
Okay.
he's asking that that the children should have the liberty to choose their career, and parents should not impose anything on them. So isn't it? So he wants to
Yes, ma'am.
ensure probably.
Absolutely right. Children should have the liberty to choose their career. Whatever they want to become, it is on to them. No job is more or less. No job is rich or poor. Nothing like that. They should have that liberty. They should explore their interest, their values.
True, true. Thank you. And I would request the viewers to please post question because it's such an interesting and important topic. And I'm sure everyone over there, most of them are parents. So if you have anything
Yes.
to ask, you can please feel free to ask Mr. Sarthak. And Sarthak, as you say, parenting is a very challenging, task. It's
Yes.
a
Yes.
task. It's a duty, and we have seen in our relatives as well, in around us, that even a kid who is just 3 years old, they are given the mobile phone, or
Yes,
the
very common.
TV is switched on, and they say that if these things are given, then only the kid will eat, then only the kid will keep quiet. So at that very young age, as a parent, if this is the practice they are doing just because something is happening, and their work is getting easier with all those technology and gadgets, but what do you think in a longer run,
No,
it's going to be
it's
so
it's
harmful?
no, it's not correct at all. Giving something just to get some time and to finish our work, that is not at all correct. Actually, as not as a parenting coach, but I have experienced in past 3 months that my son,
Hmm.
who is 7 months old, and whenever he
Hmm.
sees something flashy, like
Hmm.
the light comes from our mobile phone, he's very much attracted to it. He doesn't know what the thing is. Whenever he sees some colors, some objects which are flashy, they are attracted to it. Of course we all are attracted, but children are more attracted to it. So we should not that, and the child who is below 2 years, there should not be any screen time for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very important message. So I would like the viewers to take a note on what Mr. Sarthak just shared. One question has come from Raja Suresh. Do you think
Okay.
really the authoritarian parenting is the best one, as you said?
No, authoritative. It's not
He
authoritarian.
has
uh,
he has asked
Authoritative
authoritarian.
actually.
So
Yeah, authoritarian is dominating style of
okay.
parenting, and where rules are set by parents only, they don't listen to their children. You
So
have to
I
do
think
this.
Mr.
Yeah,
Raja Suresh to take a note that it's not the authoritarian. It is the
authoritative.
authoritative,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
authoritarian, I think. Okay. So that's thank you. I think he got the clarity now. And Sarthak, I would like to even know that,
yeah.
it has been observed as a parent that more than the kids, the parents get so panicked, the parents are overexcited. I mean, in one side, we say that you should take part in some competitions or, some kind of uh, any kind of activities in school level or in any social platform. And then when they are not able to win any position, the parents get so panicked. The parents started, questioning them why you did not get, or maybe the questions to the teachers, why my son or my daughter did not get a prize. So how is it like? What
Yes,
would you like to
absolutely.
say about that?
Absolutely. There is a thing called, we always tell our students that you should prepare well, you should give your 100% efforts, and you must win. And if they
Hmm.
don't win there, the pressure is from the parent side as well as the parent others also. Yes, you have lost. We should also teach our children how to recover from that failure. Failure is not everything. Efforts are everything. Efforts are important, because the winning is just between you can say it's just एक इंच से फर्क होता है.
Hmm.
कोई फर्स्ट हो गया, कोई सेकंड हो गया, so it's just a matter of some few inches or few marks or few points. That doesn't matter really, but what I have learned in the process, how much effort I have made, that is important. A parent has to understand that winning is not the priority. Of course the
True,
child should win, but even if he doesn't win, that should not be a problem, because
true.
there is always the next time and they can try again, and the life
Yeah.
is not stopping here.
Yeah, the life is larger than winning. That's
Yes,
true.
yes.
Thank you so much. I think these are very important discussions, and the parents should really understand and take a note and, must practice. It's just not to
Yes.
understand. I'm sure each one of us as a parent, we know, but we don't practice. So it's a high time we actually practice it and make the life of the kids so very easy and so very comfortable, and that only can imbibe the confidence in a kid, because we only kill their confidence level by saying that you lost or you're not good for anything, or
Yes.
see that child got, you did not get. So all these comparisons make them feel so low, and they go to a low esteem development. So it's very
Now,
important that you never fail. I mean, it's
yeah,
just a
I just like
process.
to add one more thing to here. When we
Yeah,
compare,
please.
when we compare
Mm-hmm.
among the children, it is actually every
Mm-hmm.
child is unique. Some is
Mm-hmm.
good in
Yeah.
academics, some is good in sports, some is good in music. That just now we have seen. So we have to give that freedom to explore their talent. We have to identify the right thing for them. As a parent, we have to observe them in which way
Mm-hmm.
they are performing well, and we have to give that scope to them.
True. That's very important. One question has come from Mr. Suresh Jamula. He's asking,
Okay.
the physical activity of the children has been reduced nowadays, especially due to this confinement. So they are mostly in online, mobile, Facebook, social site because they really have nothing productive to do. So how can they, arrest this
I-
situation or anything
Is
that you would like to suggest?
it like due to this lockdown and COVID-19?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nowadays, he mentioned
Uh,
very clearly nowadays.
it's not only nowadays. It was
Mhm.
before when it was normal also. Students have stopped playing in ground.
That is also true.
How we used to play nowadays, that was not there anymore. So that does not
Mhm.
exist actually. And because of our lifestyle changes and how smartphones have entered our life, how digital things have entered our life, so without being making a proper plan or timing, we are just engaged with the devices. And now due to this lockdown, as students, the young children, they are advised not to go out. So there
Mhm.
is options are there, like हर कोई अपने घर में भी plan करके we can play games, we can go to the terrace and do some yoga and exercise. Now the best part is we are getting this opportunity to spend time with the family, and the whole family can be engaged in a same activity. They can do aerobics, they can do dancing, they can do yoga. So that is the best part of this lockdown.
True, true. And that's the way I think they can have a quality time spent, which we all keep
Yes.
asking how to spend a
Gen-
quality time.
Generally, people think spending time with children is sitting with them, but you have might have noticed that uh, watching TV together, watching a movie together, watching or sitting at the same place but having number of devices. So that is not spending quality time.
True. That bond should be there. That emotional
Yes,
connect should be
yes,
there. That bond is
yes.
missing, though they are under the same roof. So, yeah, that's very important. One question, Ravindra Kumar Patro is telling good
Okay.
parenting involves a style that considers children's age and stage of development. So, is that what is your view that the parenting style differs with the age and stage of the development of a child?
No, parenting style does not differ with the age of child and with the development actually. Uh,
Mhm.
what is important is what method we follow for upbringing of our child. How as a parent we accept few things and we reject few things, and how we change ourselves actually. So like before becoming a parent, how we used to be, it cannot be the same thing with a child. So the lifestyle changes we have to make in ourselves first, then we can think of how in a better way we can raise our child.
Okay. So, there must be one kind of stability, you say, in the style of
Yeah, yeah.
parenting.
Yes.
Okay, fine, fine. That's very important. Thank you so much, Mr. Sarthak. And I'm sure the viewers who are asking questions are getting to understand this. And one
Okay.
question was there. I'm happy to see so many viewers in live and asking questions. Thank you, viewers, for posting your questions. It's really appreciated. It's such a great thing to notice. Raja Suresh, Mr. Raja Suresh says many authoritarian parents spoil the dreams of children because of their unfulfilled dreams. Please comment. Three Idiot film is one example. Son wanted to be a photographer, but his father wanted him to be an engineer. So I think these are
Yes.
some live examples like that.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
many things we see
Correct.
around us in society. Yeah. So,
I think, ma'am, there was
so
some other question related to online education. I just saw
uh,
now.
could be in the new comment is still telling.
Just
Okay.
before.
Um, okay. You can see in your screen also
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
have missed
How
it.
useful will be online education propagated by the
Mm-hmm.
government when internet availability and mobile is not available with all the students? Absolutely
Okay.
correct. Actually, only few student mass is able to access this online education. There are lakhs of millions of students are there who are unable to avail this opportunity because you say in terms of availability or because in terms of there is no infrastructure at their place. But yes, of course, the government has to plan something to set up some virtual learning hubs or some infrastructure has to be developed for those rural belts and for poor children where it can be given them freely.
Yeah, it's asked by Raja Suresh. How useful will be the
Okay.
online education? Now it is coming on the screen. Propagated
Yeah.
by the parents, government now when internet availability and mobile is not available with all the students. I think this is a very vital question, and
Yes. Yes.
especially in the rural setup where the internet connection is highly unstable, and many parents, many guardians, many students are not exposed to this learning technology,
Yes.
and they are not having the right kind of device also, like the Android, the smartphones.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, it's a concern, and I think this is now has become compulsory. It's not anything optional, so government
Yes.
has to really take initiative in
Initiatives.
bringing up. Yeah,
Already,
thank you, sir.
already there are some initiatives like
Mm-hmm.
the Swayam channel by the government, and
Mm-hmm.
there is Diksha app. Diksha app is on the mobile platform, but Swayam is a digital challenge where many subjects are taught, and it comes on television. It is
Oh, that's
broadcasted
great.
to all the dish operators or the cable operators.
That's great. I think this way we can
Awareness
just
is not there. This awareness is not there, and how it
mhm.
should reach that we have to find out, or the government has to work out on this, how people can take the benefit of this idea.
Fine. Thank you for sharing, because I'm sure many of us may not be aware of it. As you said, that it needs to be little more, there must be some more promotion on this awareness.
Yes,
So
yes,
that will be really helpful for many of us.
yes,
And one more thing that is coming in my mind, that the social side has become so active, especially when it is a teenager or a pre-teens age. How, as a parent, it is possible to monitor the kids' digital behavior? How?
yes, ma'am. It is very much possible to monitor. So there are
Mm-hmm.
parental controls which we can set on our mobile devices. There are many applications which are coming with parental control. And if I talk about Android operating system, the Play Store itself has this setting that you can switch on the parental control. With that, with a password or lock, your child cannot access it. And
Mm-hmm.
not only this, we have to make understand our kids that this is not appropriate
Yes.
for their age. That is more appropriate.
So in that way, parents should spend much time with them, should connect
Yes,
with
yes.
them to
So
understand
instead of
what is
telling them,
happening.
yeah, instead of telling them you should not do this, so we have to make
Mhm.
them understand it is not for you. Right now, it is not for you. So when the time will come, we'll definitely give it to you.
Yeah, as you said, the style of parenting. So it should be
Yes,
in
yes,
that style of parenting, not to
yes.
be authoritarian and be friendly enough to make them understand. That's
The
really
reason
good.
must be explained. The reason must be explained
Okay, one
wherever possible.
interesting question has come by Mr. Pavitra. I'm so happy so many questions have been coming. When we were children, outdoor activities and physical activities were more true, but parents made us self dependent. Nowadays, if we connect more emotionally in their life, won't it affect their self building up?
No,
So
not at
that's the
all.
question.
Within reasonable limits, there won't be any problem.
So I
It's
think
not.
Mr. Pavitra has got the answer, that we have to keep a balancing a style. So, as Mr. Sarthak replied very correctly
There
that
is
we should.
yes, ma'am. There is a concept called helicopter parenting.
Mhm.
So, and people might have watched the movie Helicopter Ila, and Kajol
Mhm.
is happens to be the parent there. And what
Yeah,
she
yeah.
does, so she is peeping into all the activities of her son, which is very much irritating. So we should not be a helicopter parent, just
Not
moving.
too much. Not too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, got it. So there must be a control, but not too much. Yeah,
not too much.
it should be a balance. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And Ravindra Kumar asked, as a parent, how can I restrict the child's use of social media or mobile phone? So, any tips for that?
Yes, social media websites like Facebook comes with a age restriction. So that can be very much well explained to the child. And using of mobile phones, like right now the situation is like students, we are allowing the students to attend online classes from the mobile devices.
Mhm.
Apart from that, if they want anything like some entertainment or some extra learning is required, then the time should be limited like half an hour. Earlier it was advised that no student should be the screen time should not exceed 3 hours. So now it has actually increased because of the attending these online classes. So there is no such thing we can avoid, because the academic loss cannot be afforded. So keeping
True.
that in mind, or for the coming few months, we have to adjust with that. We have to take control of that.
Yeah, true. Thank you. Raja Suresh has asked one question. Same parents have two children, but two go in two different ways, one bad and good. Where is the upbringing fails? Where the upbringing fails? So, how in the same family, same parent, two children, one is good, one is bad? So, it's a very
As
tricky question.
yeah, it is very simple actually. As it is said earlier, the no two individuals are same. They are unique. The upbringing might be the same. There is good or bad. Who decides that? We are deciding that. Okay, if he requires some other style or other way of understanding the things, then we have to go in that way. The
Okay.
rules, yeah,
So, thank you. It's very clear that as we have to understand the difference of the individual, even though they are from the same family, and accordingly, our parenting style should
yeah.
change,
There is
right?
one
If
more
I'm not.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From Pradeep Brahma, in no case, online education is an alternative to classroom interaction, interactive teaching. So, what is your view on
agreed.
that?
I agree. I completely agree with that. It is not a alternative classroom teaching, but something is better than nothing. That is what I can say now,
True. And
because
there is
nobody,
no option
yeah,
now.
nobody expected that the lockdown will be for so long.
True.
At least
So,
some in something the kids are engaged.
true. You're absolutely right. Something is better because at least some productive learning is happening, if not the way it was happening. But in this crisis period, this is what we can do at most. So that is our initiative as well. Venugopal ji asked that should the children be assigned with household chores? If yes, what is the right age?
Yes, they should be assigned with household chores, and they should help the parents in making completing those tasks also. Correct age means different works needs different age. If you want to like if you are arranging your wardrobe, then a 5-year-old can also help to you. But if you are planning to cook vegetables or cut the vegetables, then the child's age must be maybe more than 8, or at least he should hold the knife firmly.
True. So we should give the task based on their age and their skills. Uh, One question has come from Mr. Ashish Hota. He's asking, so at what age we can leave the children alone in home? Like to be independently at home, at what age? Hello, am I audible, Mr. Sarthak? Hello, hello, am I audible?
Okay, if is it audible?
Can
I
you hear
cannot
me,
know.
Mr. Sarthak? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? There's one question by Ashish Hota, that at what age the children can be left alone at home. I think there is some disturbance. Hello. Okay. I think he got disconnected. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Again, there was a problem.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There was one question. I'll take this last question.
Okay.
Asked by Mr. Ashish Hota. He's asking that what age we can leave the children alone at home.
Okay. So it again depends and varies from child to child. When you notice that your child is responsible, he's taking the responsibilities, and if it is necessary and it's an emergency, so you can leave your child at home, giving proper instructions.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, viewers, for being with us for so long and asking so many questions. We are running out of time. So, Mr. Sarthak will reply to your questions asked in the comment section. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Sarthak, for this wonderful session and giving your
Thank you,
time
ma'am.
with us. Thank you so
Yes.
much. All of you,
Thank you.
take
Thank you.
care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.